so much work into like getting ready for a date, and we'll be lucky if guys even like shower before they show up to the date.
That was one of the most uncomfortable experiences I've had.
I was the only black person there the entire time, guys. Hey guys, it's Thomasina. Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, thanks for tuning in. Hope you're here to stay. Anyways, today I am going on a date. Cut right to it. I'm going on a date, guys. Today was a pretty chill day. I spent most of the day in bed. As you can see, I still have my bonnet on, but my body just needed the rest. I was on go for like the past month. It feels like, well, I'm really always on the go. Very rarely do I get an entire day to just rest, so that's what I did today. But I am about to get ready, so I'm gonna do a quick little get ready with me. The topic of today's conversation is going to be dating, especially dating in New York City specifically, since this has been like my only experience. But I always get a lot of questions about like, oh, how's the dating scene in New York City? I guess because New York City, amongst its many other negative connotations, dating is definitely within that little bucket of just negativity. So a lot of people think that dating in New York is just this god-awful thing, and that you'll never find a husband moving up here if that's what you're looking for, or never find a partner in general. So let's talk about it. But in other news, I haven't had my eyebrows done in like a month, so I'm going to attempt to do them myself to try to save money. Even though it's only like $14 a month to get my eyebrows done, you know, I've just been like challenging myself to learn how to do things that I pay other people to do. So yeah, I'm gonna attempt to do my eyebrows today. Wish me luck. Okay, yeah, I can't do this on camera. I don't know, it's kind of hard to tell with like the lighting in the bathroom, but I finished this side. I still have to tackle this side, but I think I did a pretty good job. My eyebrows are naturally super thin at the tail, so I'll have to fill that part in, but like I think it definitely looks much cleaner. Like there's no more hair like down here, so I think for my first time it's pretty good. So now I'm gonna try to do it on this side. Obviously, it doesn't look as good as when I get my eyebrows threaded, but I feel like with some practice over time, you know, they'll start to look a little bit better. But anyways, y'all, this is my first get ready with me video, and I'm like, it's so chaotic. I feel like I'm all over the place. I'm trying to like focus on getting ready while still talking to you guys, and it's a lot. So bear with me, you guys. This is gonna be the most chaotic video on my channel probably like ever. Surprisingly, I get a lot of DMs about like what my experience is like dating in New York City, or like a lot of DMs from people asking me specific dating advice. I don't know why people feel comfortable coming to me asking about dating advice. I don't know if I give out that kind of vibe. I don't really post anything about my dating life on my social media anyway. I mean, I joke with my close friends like every now and then about how many boyfriends I have, but other than that, like publicly, I don't really talk about like my dating life. So I don't know why people feel comfortable, but let's talk about it. Personally, I feel like we put too much pressure on ourselves when it comes to dating, and I think that sometimes we can set unrealistic expectations that we want other people to fulfill within our dating life, and it just causes a lot of like disappointment and confusion and things like that. It's so funny, girls be putting in so much work into like getting ready for a date, and guys, we'll be lucky if guys even like shower before they show up to the date. I just got this new Duvolle spin brush. I know people have been using spin brushes for like the past like 10 years. I was really late to the game. I always just wash my face with my hands, but you guys, I've started using this spin brush, and I am super satisfied with what I've seen with my face. My face is a lot more glowy, if that makes sense. Like this spin spin brush really gets the dirt out of my skin. So there's an exfoliating brush that I use, and then there's like a regular cleansing brush that I use. Tonight I'm just gonna use a cleansing brush because I just exfoliated last night and I try to only exfoliate like twice a week. It comes with a pumice stone and a full body cleansing brush. I haven't used either of those because I'm more so just like focused on my skin. The brand is Duvolle, and I'll include a link in the description if you're interested in trying one out for yourself. I just had to plug that in there because you guys, like, I'm really excited that I finally added a spin brush to my skincare routine. I feel like dating is supposed to be fun, and we really put too many rules and regulations to what dating is supposed to be and what it's supposed to look like for everyone. It's going to be different. Everybody's experience is going to be different. So like when you ask someone for dating advice or like what you should do in a certain situation, take it with a grain of salt because your experience is obviously going to be different from the person that you're asking. I feel like the best advice that I could give to someone who maybe is new to dating or like exploring it is to have fun. Try not to put like certain expectations on people because they can't read your mind. They don't know that you have these certain expectations of them, especially when like online dating. You know, you create this profile, people put their best foot forward sometimes. Most of the time, these guys don't even put bios on their profiles. But anyways, they're basically trying to sell themselves to a potential partner, to a potential mate. So obviously they're not gonna go in telling you all their negative characteristics. So you base your first impression off of this artificial profile that you found online, and then you meet them and then you're super disappointed when their personality doesn't align with what they posted on, you know, these dating apps. And so you just have to take people for who they are, if that makes sense. Like, don't put too much pressure on them, and don't put too much pressure on yourself to live up to these expectations that we built in our head. Because I do that a lot. I still do that a lot. And honestly, I don't think I have high expectations, right? But I think that we also live in a time where some men just aren't trying as hard, and like the bar for some men is set so low. So then when they meet a woman like me, they think that I require too much or that I'm too high maintenance, when really they're just so used to giving the bare minimum, right? I feel like I just jumped to 50 different topics, but you guys are following along. Keep up with me, come on. So I'm definitely not gonna do a full face of makeup tonight because that's just not me. It's not my personality. So I'm probably just gonna fill in my brows a little bit, of course do mascara, and then a gloss and some blush, and I think I'll be good to go. Drop your best piece of dating advice in the comments below. Let's see what kind of experience y'all got. Let's see what kind of tips y'all have. I have no idea what I'm doing. I don't wear makeup, guys, so I'm just gonna stop. So I think I'm gonna wear this little number. I've never worn this before, but it is kind of chilly tonight in New York for some reason. I don't know, it's getting colder way earlier than it did last year. So yeah, I think I'm gonna wear this. I haven't decided what shoes yet, but stay tuned. I don't know, y'all. Apparently I started this video a little later than I should have, and now I am kind of like running behind. So I'm just about to rush through the rest of this get ready with me. Yeah, I don't know what shoes I'm gonna wear. I don't know what bag I'm gonna wear. Everything is a mess. Don't be like me. I don't know if I want to be dramatic and wear like this pump, or play it simple and wear like these low white mules with like a white bag, or like these. I don't know. Okay guys, I decided on the mules. It looks really cute. Oh, earrings. Okay. I don't even really get nervous for dates anymore. I think it's because I've been on so many. Am I numb to the pain? Am I numb now? I don't know. I look so cute. Honestly, back in the day, I used to be self-conscious about like not wearing makeup because I feel like every girl now has a beat face like every time they leave the house, which you guys look amazing, but like I would feel self-conscious because I'm like, wow, is that the standard of beauty that I now have to succumb to? But you guys, like, I love my natural beauty. I feel like I look pretty regardless. I just really love to embrace my natural beauty. I did put on like a little bit of blush, a little bit of eyeshadow today, but honestly I just feel like I look so cute and I'm happy with the final look. Let me actually try to show you guys the final look. Can you guys even see like my mules? I need a better setup. I need to remove this, but this is for like my other job, and yeah, but this is the final look. I feel like this look is like a little bit upscale, but it also doesn't look like I'm trying too hard. I'm going to Cipriani, I think that's how you pronounce it, but it's a really popular restaurant in New York. They have locations like everywhere, but it's like an upscale, like classy restaurant, but still not like 5-star. You guys, I am not a fancy dinner kind of girl, like, because most of the time when you go to fancy restaurants, they give you like these tiny little plates of food for like $5,000, and I ain't got time for that because this girl likes to eat. Cipriani, I've never been before, but when I looked online, the portion size looked pretty decent. Yeah, like I said, I'm not upscale when it comes to dinners. You throw me in a pizzeria or like an Italian restaurant and I'm good. This is probably the worst get ready with me in the history of get ready with me's on YouTube, and for that I sincerely apologize. It's actually really hard to record and get ready at the same time. As far as answering the question of how is dating in New York City, I think your experience in any city, in any location, is going to be what you make of it. So if you come to New York thinking, oh my god, dating in New York sucks, never gonna meet anybody, everybody here sucks, that's what your experience is going to be like. But if you come here with a positive attitude, like, oh, I'm excited to meet new people, all the guys are attractive, I'm excited to learn about what this person has going on, and blah blah blah, just be excited about the experience in general, you're going to attract that energy, and people are going to be excited to meet you, and you're gonna have dates lined up for months on end. You can literally go on a date every single day if you just come in with a positive mindset and positive attitude. Obviously it's difficult. I feel like in our 20s or whatever age you are watching this, sometimes we're so focused on getting our career started and being successful and like making our dream life come true that a lot of times we don't have the time to like commit to a relationship, and we have to recognize that and recognize that we all have our different circumstances and we're all going through, you know, like our own journeys and our own stuff. So just keep that in mind and be mindful that everybody may not be ready to commit at this time, and it's okay. It's okay. If that's not what you're looking for, move on to the next one. There are plenty of fish in the city. Oh, I meant to say there are plenty of fish in the sea, but there are plenty of fish in the city. Remember that. Alright guys, I am heading out. Wish me luck. I feel like my background just looks so chaotic. Like, what's going on?
No, it is so cold up here. I don't understand. Between like the rain and now it's like colder than usual. This has been the worst summer weather like in the history of summers in New York. Like, don't get me wrong, New York was still fun, or New York has still been fun this summer, but like the weather has just been trash. So many dogs. Have y'all ever seen a Rebel Tesla? Oh my goodness, what the heck? That was one of the most uncomfortable experiences I've had. So yeah, you guys can tell I went on a date by myself, surprise. I guess a little bit of clickbait. When you take yourself out on a date, it's supposed to be like a really nice experience to just like love on yourself and, you know, just spend some time with yourself, treat yourself, all that good stuff. And normally I take myself out on a lot of dates, but tonight was just, yeah, I'll get more into it. Hold on, a lot of people are staring at me. It's making me uncomfortable, but hold on. So, where do I start? I've been wanting to go to Cipriani for a really long time. There's a girl that I follow on Instagram, and anytime she's in New York, she always goes there, and she posted this vanilla meringue cake, and I was like, oh my god, that looks so good. It looks like something that I would love. And ever since then, I was like, oh, I need to treat myself to Cipriani one day, because it is a little bit more expensive than like your regular restaurants, and I usually go to regular restaurants. I get there and I tell them, you know, my reservation, and they're like, okay, cool. The inside of the restaurant was completely empty, and the terrace was like occupied, but it wasn't completely full. And so she's like, we only have tables available inside right now, is that okay? And I was like, yeah, sure, fine, because it's cold outside anyway. I didn't want to sit outside, which she's lucky I didn't want to sit outside anyway. She sits me to a table, and I choose a little secluded area in the back corner, just that I could like vlog and take my photos in peace, which it wasn't even really in peace anyway, because there was literally somebody sitting right next to me on the other side of the glass. So yeah, they were all up in my business. So anyways, more people start coming in, and as they're coming in, they're going directly out onto the terrace. Like, she doesn't say, oh, you can only sit inside. She lets them sit out on the terrace. So that's like a red flag to me, because I'm like, okay, when you make a reservation, you don't choose like whether you want to sit inside or on the terrace. Like, it's all like the same kind of reservation. So I'm like, okay, why are they getting the option to sit outside, and as soon as I walked in, a party of one, there's no space on the terrace? Red flag. So I was like, you know what, whatever, I didn't want to sit outside anyway, no big deal. So my waiter comes over, asks me if I want water. I asked for the water, whatever. Literally like 10 minutes passed, this guy is nowhere to be found. Another guy comes over and is like, oh, can I help you with some water? And I'm like, yeah, I told my waiter that I wanted water like 10 minutes ago, I don't know where he went. So the guy, this nice guy, gave me my water, and I was like, okay, I'm ready to order. And he was like, okay, let me go find your waiter so that you can place your order with him. So finally my waiter comes back, I place my order, everything's good. The food comes out. Food was absolutely amazing. I am obsessed with salmon. Salmon is like my lover, and the salmon was amazing. Probably one of the best salmons that I've had at any restaurant, and the vegetables were amazing, sauteed and seasoned to perfection. So kudos to you, Cipriani. But at this point, I was kind of annoyed because everyone that came in was literally getting seated out on the balcony, out on the terrace, and I'm like, well, why would you tell me, literally the only black person at the restaurant? I was the only black person there the entire time, guys. You tell me, the only black person, to sit inside where literally no one else is inside. So I had the entire inside of the restaurant to myself, which was great, but it's the principle that you only did it maybe because I was black, because literally everybody else got to sit outside. Oh, and that's another thing. I was like taking photos of myself on my tripod, trying to get a good thumbnail pic, and the lady comes over, literally does not greet me, doesn't say anything, and starts rolling out the new like tablecloth on my table while I have my stuff on it, while I'm taking photos. So I guess like once you have your main course, you use that tablecloth, and then once you order dessert, they give you another like clean tablecloth. But she literally did not say anything to me at all. And so I looked at her like she was crazy, because I'm like, how you just gonna come over to my table, start putting this stuff down, not even acknowledge that I'm sitting here? And so when she saw my face like looking at her crazy, she was like, oh, I can take pictures of you. And I was like, thanks, because that was weird and that was rude. But I appreciate the offer, but I feel like she only offered because I was looking at her crazy, like, you're being super rude right now. I was ready to go. At this point, the fruit flies and stuff had taken over my cake, so I didn't even want that anymore. And so I call my waiter and I'm like, hi, can I get the check? No. I said, excuse me. He keeps walking. Excuse me. Keeps walking.
Excuse me.
Keeps walking. As I get louder and louder each time he ignores me. And then finally, not even exaggerating, guys, you know I'm dramatic, but I kid you not, I said excuse me about 7 times, and on the 7th time I practically had to yell in the restaurant, to the point where like this couple that had just came in the restaurant looked at me like, whoa, why is she yelling? I was like, excuse me. And then finally he came to me and I was like, can I get the check? And at this point I had an attitude. I try to be like just really respectful to anyone, but if you get me to that point where I have an attitude with you, like that's a problem. But the entire experience, you guys, it was, you can, at least as a black person, you can tell when people are, I guess, uncomfortable with your presence or feel like you don't belong there. So again, I was the only black person there, and I feel like they felt like maybe I didn't belong, or like, oh, why is she here, or like, oh, I don't really want to service you, but I'm gonna do it anyway for the money. I don't know, that was just my experience. It's a very uncomfortable experience, and like compared to my experiences other places at like lower tier restaurants, I guess the service is always immaculate, and really generally speaking it's kind of rare that I feel out of place. So I was really surprised that I got this kind of treatment at Cipriani, and it's not something that I'm like making up for like clout or whatever, because like who even is gonna watch this? I say all that to say I took myself out on a date, which I do quite often. It's supposed to be something that's very like calming and relaxing, and it's supposed to be a joyous occasion where you're celebrating yourself and your solitude and your independence, and I feel like this experience kind of took that away from me. I'm still trying to be positive about it and like finish out this vlog, but it did like kind of like lower my mood a little bit, and I didn't even get any good pictures, you guys. Didn't go as well as I hoped. It is what it is. Life happens. You never know what's gonna happen, but you have to try to make the best out of all of your experiences. You have to try to stay positive, and yeah, don't let other people get you down. So all in all, I am happy that I finally got to go to this restaurant that I've been wanting to go to. To end on a positive note, guys, I think it's super important to date yourself first, because if you don't love yourself, if you don't appreciate yourself, if you don't absolutely adore yourself, how can you expect a man or a partner to do it? No one can do it for you. You gotta do it first. So yeah, take yourself out on a date, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. You probably didn't, but it's okay. I will catch you in the next one. Bye! 'Cause I'm not just a pretty girl.